everybody. It's Linda. Thanks for stopping by today. It's so nice of you to visit. I wanted to talk to you about something that was in conversation last night. I did have to break down and watch the U.S. Open golf tournament because I am an avid golfer, and I haven't been watching TV, but I had to pull that up so I could watch it. And oh my gosh, a lot of the commentation, they were talking about stress. That because the course was very, very challenging, and the average golfer probably is still out there. Stress, gosh, it's such a popular word. It's such a now word, isn't it, to talk about stress? It really is. We have anxiety. We have ulcers. We're worrying about something. We're having reflux problems. We're having insomnia. Stress has really affected our whole bodies. It really has. And a lot of people are receiving medical treatment because of all of the stress that they're under. Wow. Boy, we've come a long way, baby, haven't we? Centuries ago, they didn't have the stress that we have now. And folks would say, well, they didn't have anything. They didn't have very much. But that's the point I want to talk about. Centuries ago, even 1800s, they worried. They had concerns. They worried about weather for their crops, and they worried if they had enough to put food on the table. But how they handled it was so differently than what we do right now. Think about that. Go back to the 1800s. That was in the farming days, the frontier days. Some people call it the cowboy days. But back in the frontier, their main concern was caring for their family and caring for their crops and their animals. That was it. They weren't worried about getting an oil change. They weren't stressed out about work. Their work was at home. And how did they do it? How did they do it? I know you're going to say, well, they didn't have the stress that we have now. Oh, yes, they did. Yes, they did. They had the stress of staying alive. They had Indians all around them all of the time. They never knew when they were going to get shot. It's kind of like what we have now with drive-by stuff. But they had stress. But it was different types. And how they handled it was totally different than what we do now. They willed their way through everything. They settled for what they had, however little that they had. They believed in themselves that they could do something. They could get the crops in. They would do it. They would get up out of bed as sick as they were, and they would get the chores done and the work done, whereas we would take a personal day. They just made everything work. There was no compromise. There was no excuses. They just did it with their hands. They did not do the yard work or the farm work because their lawnmower wouldn't start. Well, you know, they didn't have lawnmowers. They made do with what they had. Now, no, I'm not saying that we should go back to the frontier days, but what I'm saying is we have to do with what we have. You don't need a pill to get rid of your stress. Control it yourself. Will it away. I've talked so much to you about your mind and the ability that you have. But today we have way too many choices. Whoa, way too many choices. So tomorrow, the future centuries are going to be talking about us the way that I'm talking about the homestead days. You see what's going on here? We don't have enough, but we've got too much stress, and we've got everything to our disposal. So how you handle stress for yourself starts within yourself. So if you're stressed out, go look in the mirror and have a long talk with yourself. What can you chisel down to will your way through it and get through it? You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Don't be stressed out about an interview. Don't be stressed out about having to cook something. Don't be stressed out about other people. Love your life. Love being here. Love what you have. Settle with what you have. Believe that you can get through something and know that you will. That's all you have to do. You have it all yourself. So go out there today, and if you start getting stressed out, that's my challenge. Control it and put it away. Okay? That's it for me today. I'm going to get out of here for you, and I'm going to see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.